And the idea is we're going to go westwards towards the swing bridge, which is now open. If we come about and we go to the mouth of the river, which will take about 1.5 hours. Take any photographs you want, no problems. If you want, I'll do a quiz at the end before you get off. Test your knowledge. See how the face is dropping. Now because the photographs will look when we come out again in reverse. So what we have in front of us is the Gateshead Millennium Bridge. It has nothing to do with Newcastle. We didn't want to know about it. Gateshead, through an act of Parliament, got permission to construct it. I was on the risk team very early days. It was a very interesting job. The bridge itself was brought up here in one piece by a barge, Asian Hercules 2, and that was in November, on a freezing cold November day 2000. It's called the Gateshead Millennium Bridge, and unlike the London Bridge, this one went unlike the London Millennium Bridge, which was shut. Everybody would be 6 months and 6 months. And the engineer did not let because he said the copies won't be different to anybody else. That was his technical reason for doing it. Blink, some people think it just tilts away from it. The arm on the far side has a counterbalance, so maybe I should walk through it. It costs about £6 or £7 every time it lifts. Now the structures you see in the river, these things, I call them as pipes. They're there for one reason, because he wanted them there. It was the only interference he could do with this bridge, and he insisted they went in matters of health and safety to show you the safe channel. And there's no other bridge on the river got this facility, and we're hoping to pull them out. So it cost about 600,000.
Give away your sins on YouTube.
So going westwards, and you can see the cars on both sides, they're very modern. It's all happened in the last 15 years. The quaysides were converted to horrible, smelly, dirty places, you know, with houses and sheds and railway lines and cranes. They waterproofed the whole of the quayside along there, because behind there are the cellars for these big buildings, and they often flooded. We're now going past the Malmaison, where Gaza was taken to task by the law enforcement agencies some time ago. And they often have a zip wire from the top of the boat down there across the river. We're going Gateshead Millennium Bridge. At night it is lit up. They install This is where you see grown men cry at night. 25 years ago, and they've come back, and to see this, then the bridges up there. What you firstly see on the right hand side at our level is the flags. That's the beach of Newcastle. It's been put in for the summer. See all the deck chairs there? Sad. I wonder how many will be left at the end of the season. And behind that is the big building, the black glass and red sandstone. That is the High Court of Justice of Newcastle. It's where I worked for many years. The sandstone came across from Scotland. So in front of us now we have the bridges. The Gateshead Millennium Bridge was the 7th, and the one at our level, across the river, low level there, that's the swing bridge. That is the area of the river which was first used by the Romans to build the bridge. About 2,000 years ago. It's evolved over the years, and we now have the swing bridge built by Lord Armstrong for his factories up at Scotswood, so that he'll bring the armaments and the engines down to his yards at Walker. Tyne Bridge, big green arch there. Very much smaller than the Sydney Harbour Bridge, but that's the way it is. Now, 2 years ago there was a bridge just across the river here, in front of us. You've probably all forgotten about it, or you've never heard about it. And it was built of bamboo. You couldn't go across it, it was a work of art. And it took a lot of money to build it. There was no plans. They all had these little models, and were, taken from the models. There was no nails, it was all tied together. It was here for 2 days and took it away. So we're swinging around now to face this large building coming up on our left-hand side. This is the Sage Gate. It's a huge concert hall, smaller one. Immediately on our right in the river, where the little green boat was, there used to be a floating nightclub there. So if you remember this, Tuxedo Princess. She was then taken to purportedly Greece as a floating nightclub, which is now sinking in Middlesbrough. So you can see the steps over there now on your right hand side. 4 years ago, a guy called Spencer Tunick came here from America, and he persuaded about 1,400 Geordies to take their clothes off at 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning. He walked them across the swing bridge and he stuck them all on there, took a photograph. He's done it since on a glacier, an iceberg, and last year he did it in Salford, Manchester. They all had no clothes on. It was like a Lowry painting in the nude. Now that place there, the Sage, it cost, I think they're still counting, between 60 and 70 million pounds. It's a company called Sage. So